Welcome everybody to Cooking Made Fun. I'm Carl Larson. Today we're going to be doing turkeys. It's right around the holiday season and everybody wants to know if they should brine their turkey, if they should just let it go normal. What we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you the proper way to do a turkey, make it flavorful, make it moist without using a brine. The reason I don't use a brine is that actually leaves your turkey watery. It gives you a false sense of juice, okay? Think about it this way. As the juice exits the turkey in the brine, what comes in? The water and the salt. It does give you a little bit more flavor in terms of the salt in the turkey, but that juice that you taste when you eat it, it's water. I don't want water. Water and turkey? Meh. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use a compound butter, and we're going to spread it around the turkey, underneath the skin, make the skin nice and crispy. That will also transfer into the meat as it cooks. So as the juice exits out, the butter and the herbs and the spices that we put into it are going to go into the meat, solidifying the juice and the flavor. So let's go. Alright, so first we're going to make the compound butter for the turkey. What we're going to need is we're going to need some butter. I wouldn't recommend using margarine or anything along those lines. You want natural butter. What I have is a butter and canola oil mix. If you just have a regular stick of butter, go ahead and throw some olive oil in there, and that will make it a little bit more spreadable. This is an 11-pound turkey, so we're going to need quite a bit of it. The other thing you can do too is while you're making the compound butter, make a little bit extra. You can have it at the table to spread over your mashed potatoes, on some rolls, anything like that. Adds a little extra dimensional flavor to everything. We're going to add a pretty liberal amount of salt. Remember, we want to be salting the turkey, and that's what helps the juices move. Chopping your own herbs is always a better option, but for a quick and easy one, some Italian seasoning. Get quite a bit in there. There's no such thing as good food without garlic, so we're going to use some garlic powder. If you want to, you can always roast some garlic ahead of time. It takes about 45 minutes, and then you can go ahead and mash it in with the butter. That makes for a real tasty treat. Cumin is mostly used for Latin cooking, also with red meats, but I like it just a little bit on turkey. Gives it a little smoky flavor. So I'll throw a little dash of that in there. A lot of black pepper. Remember, regular salt and regular pepper, they bring out the natural flavors of everything you're cooking. So you always want to use those. And just because it goes really, really very well with any kind of poultry, we're going to throw some rosemary in there too. Just a little bit. It's a very potent herb. Alright, then the easiest way to mix this around and make sure everything's incorporated is by using a fork. Just get in there. If you have kids and they like to get dirty, you can put a little bit extra in there. They can just get in there with their hands. That's always fun to wash. Alright, now we're going to dice up our aromatics for inside the turkey. We're not going to do a stuffing. Reason for that is it can actually take longer to cook, dry out the turkey a little bit more. The aromatics are actually going to add flavor to the turkey as well. Now, if you really wanted to, and you want to do a dressing outside of the turkey, the aromatics you're putting in, if you dice them the right way, they'll cook thoroughly. And then you throw those into the cornbread or the dried stuffing that you purchase at the store, and that will incorporate your turkey flavor without having to have it stuffed inside the turkey. Your basic aromatics, what we're going to use is we're going to use some carrots. I got the baby carrots, a little quicker. You don't have to peel them. You don't have to worry about anything along those lines. Celery, onions, garlic, and then I have some fresh rosemary, sage, and parsley that we're just going to stuff inside the turkey. We're not going to chop those. Again, if you wanted to use them inside of your stuffing or inside of your dressing on the outside, go ahead and dice them up a little bit. It's not going to hurt them. We're just going to do a rough chop. We'll do a little editing to make it look like that wasn't so difficult.
Right.
This part is going to be, no, this part is going to be muted.
I'm wondering, because all I can see is the top of your head, if I should move.
Can you see the vegetables at all? No? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and move it back a little bit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to rinse off the turkey. The reason why we want to rinse off the turkey is when they package it, it gets stuck in all that juice and it gets frozen. So we want to try to get all that excess water off. Okay? So we're just going to run some nice cold water. Don't be afraid, you're not going to hurt the turkey. It's already dead. If it starts gobbling, then you got a problem. We're going to go ahead and pat it dry. You want to try to get into all the nooks and crannies as best as you can. Alright, so now we got our aromatics chopped. We have our compound butter made. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and stuff the aromatics into the cavity. Again, proper procedure is drinks and dinner, but I'm sure the turkey understands. Okay. So we already have the neck in there. The turkey's dried. So we're going to go ahead and take our garlic, our onions, celery, and carrots. Turn this guy up. We'll actually take the neck out first. Woo! It's a party. And stuff those guys in there. Now if some get down onto the bottom, that's fine. Because if you like to make gravy, that'll just add to the flavor of the gravy. Alright. So the herbs that I'm going to use are classic poultry herbs. One of them is a little bit different. But I didn't know an onion came with rosemary. This is rosemary. It kind of looks like pine needles. And in fact, it kind of looks like a branch from a tree. Okay. Normally what we do is we take our rosemary and we just grab at the top of the stem and just pull down. If you're chopping it or using it for anything along those lines. We're not going to do that today. All this is doing is it's going inside of the turkey to flavor it. So we'll designate 2 sprigs of rosemary. This is sage. Sage is used a lot with poultry. This is what gives your stuffing the actual stuffing flavor.